shoulder knife, shoulder knife.
Not actually what I wanted the intro to be, but things happen. Sorry for being a little bit late. I had to download an update for the video broadcast. So that plus the scuffed intro, man, we're starting off wonderfully, aren't we? I got my tea here, also got my mana potion. Let's see if I can get that in view. There we go. Wonderful mana potion. Nice and blue. Happy scuffed stream, yep. Nice. 7 minutes late. Well, no, I'm earlier than that because there was an intro, just not the one I wanted. But it is what it is. So, let's not waste people's time like some live streamers usually do. I'm working on getting better at this. I am. It's a skill I've never practiced, a skill which I'm not very proficient in, but I can get better at it. I'm working on it. Still not cool enough yet. Hello, chat. So, I'm assuming everybody in chat has seen the previous video that this channel is going to have a shift in the content that I'm going to be doing. It's a shift that I honestly expected to happen. That's not the right way of putting it. Let me rephrase that. It's something which I knew was a possibility. I didn't actually expect it, but I knew it was a possibility. And sure enough, things have happened, and I'm tired of putting this off. Hello, Pippi. Thank you for joining us. Have I seen One Piece? I've only seen the first 14 episodes, and I decided that it's probably not for me. It's not that I dislike it, it's just with the time that it takes to watch the whole thing, I can't. I already can't watch the stuff I want to watch. So, yeah. It's like that. And so with the stream, if anybody has any type of questions whatsoever, feel free to throw them out. Not just for me, but also in case there's people who are watching the VOD of this who might want to have some things answered. So if you can think of some questions that a layman might not know what's going on, that will be good. Because I need to be able to explain all of this properly. Well, I already explained it. I need to give more of a roadmap of how things will be going in the future. Is mayonnaise an instrument? Mayonnaise can be an instrument if you want to go back that far in musical theory. So this shift is... Well, starting from the beginning, I wanted to keep the business and real life separate. I did. You guys know that. I've talked about that for a long time. And I tried! To my detriment. To my enormous detriment, I tried to keep them separate. But to no avail. Because even when I tried to be non-confrontational, even in terms of anime, when I tried to be Mr. Happy Nice Guy, certain groups of people still came after me. And after this past month, not just one event, but like the entirety of it, it's over. For many people, a switch has flipped. For me, it's more of a switch has flipped back, where my mindset is changing. I found you through a clip of the Fox Woman. I could not stop laughing. Thank you, Teaman. I know the clip you're talking about, and I want to take that clip and make it a donation reward. The plan is, if you donate $10, it's just Osmond Gold saying anime-themed tea company told me to kill myself. And if you donate $20, it's that plus Kirsche laughing. That laugh healed 1,000 souls that day. Existence is political due to values of life and death being constantly argued by the powers that be. It's a case of when everything is political, nothing is political. It's one of those annoying things where there's other things I care about, other things I want to do. Right now, I'm trying to make my, I'm working on making the formula for my powdered drinks. You know, stuff like the gamer stuff. Well, speaking of Kirsche, I got her, what do you call it, shaker right here. So, you know, my GamerSub / Advanced GG / what do you call it? I call them powdered drinks, but I'm sure they probably have some other type of name. But I'm working on my own formula, and I'm doing chemistry. Is what I'm doing. I'm looking at ingredients, I'm looking at the studies of ingredients, I'm looking at how they interact with other ingredients, because right now, one of the things I want to do is... You know what, let's do it. Let's pull up my notes so I can, see if I can pronounce this shit. There is a product called, or a chemical, I should say, called theobromine. Theobromine. It's basically caffeine, but not caffeine. It's like a step before caffeine in terms of the chemical composition or whatever. Something caffeine specifically used to make it, or others say resembles caffeine. Extract from cocoa beans, but studies say it inhibits a lot, including the compound above. That's... Well, you guys can't see my notes, so you don't know what I'm saying. But there's two other ingredients I'm looking at for my powdered drinks. And there is studies that say that theobromine might inhibit what those two other ingredients do. So I gotta look at all these various studies and figure out if there's a certain volume of it compared to the other ones that makes it inhibit. Does it only inhibit a little bit? Does it inhibit the entire thing? I gotta figure out all of this shit so I can have the best possible product I can. I'm working on it. There's a lot of ingredients I gotta look at, a lot of combinations I gotta figure out. It's not an easy thing. Science, yes. What's going on here in chat? Can't keep politics of anything. Yep, everything's political. When everything is, nothing is. On one hand, it's kind of relieving because I still have to abide by YouTube service, but there are things I wish I could do, chat. There are things I really wish I could do, but I can't. And one of the reasons is that people take things which should not be political and make it political. And so suddenly, if you want to do certain things, oh, you can't do this over politics. I don't want to do it over politics. I want to do it over something else. You're the one who's calling it politics. is One Punch Man Season 3 doomed. It's looking like it. I'm gonna see it, I'm gonna watch it, we're gonna see what happens, but it's not looking good. That would be awesome. I'm so happy the energy drinks will be a thing because I need an energy focused drink that doesn't taste like shit. I haven't even looked at what I'm gonna do for the flavorings and whatnot yet, so I don't even know how I'm gonna do that. Well, correction, it is the people who supply me the flavorings for the tea and the coffee, and not the essential oils, that's a different company, but the tea and coffee people, they have a type of stuff, a type of powder to mix in with it so you can get the taste. Something which might not look of presentation, but I don't want to waste my time on food colorants. Whatever color it comes out with, I want to try and keep it at that. Because, one, it's a waste. Two, there's all these issues we keep finding with these food colorings that I want to kind of avoid. Despite me being a fat fuck right now, you know, I used to be quite the health nuts. It used to be one of the big passion for me. Will the drinks be energy drinks or more like hydration focused? It's probably gonna go both directions. It won't be just one product, it'll be multiple. And I want to have goals for all of them. All of them do very specific things. Right now I'm just doing a very basic scam likely. Stop calling me. Why do you always call me? Trying to find some good for the blueberry flavored hydration drink powders. We'll see how it goes. Right now I'm just I'm entering my shaman arc. Well, no, I've been in my shaman arc. I'm not the Teaman, I'm not the soap man, I'm the shaman. Unfortunately, it doesn't roll off the tongue as easy, so I can't be the shaman. Because everyone's gonna see it and be like, the shaman? What do you mean the shaman? No, the shaman! You have to say it like that, dog! Because I often say hydrate or dihydrate. But yeah, obviously I'm gonna be doing a lot of different stuff. Correct, no red 40. I want to avoid all that stuff. Nice to finally catch stream. Thank you for joining us, Theo. Highly appreciate it. I appreciate everybody who comes to watch me ramble. And speaking of that, I can also talk about the future goals. I need to double down on working on the speaking stuff. I might have to, I can't take classes, but I might have to look at videos on speaking, basically, to improve my speech. Because with the way I talk, it's not very charismatic. Let's not kill ourselves. Especially now, if you didn't know, I had a tooth taken out, and it's getting in the way of me talking. I can feel it. I can feel it getting in the way of me talking. It's really annoying. Improve in more way, be more articulate, be able to speak off the cuff easier, things along those lines. One of the reasons I do scripted things is because if you can't tell, off the cuff, my mind gets just jumbled with too much information at once, and I don't know where to begin, I don't know where to end. The flow. Once I get into a flow, things work nicely, but getting to that flow is extremely difficult for me. And people don't really like that. And so I might have nice things to say, but if I can't actually say them, it doesn't matter. So I need to work on how I'm speaking so I can better get out these ideas, because the ideas I want to get out are important. Otherwise, then I would be wasting my time talking about these things.
Your website sucks last time I checked.
Pippa, would you just... I'm working on a few things at once. I don't need you coming in and reminding me of my website. Damn, woman. Also, Thumb Ugly, thank you for the $5. It's like a pimp named Slickback. You gotta say the whole thing. Yes. Looking for which more essays like your Musashi video and more tea. And it is important to note for everybody, I'm not stopping the anime stuff. That's not going away. It's just I'm expanding. To give you some ideas of the videos I plan to make in the future. And a lot of them are gonna piss my audience off. It just has to be that way. But you have to believe me that when I say things that you don't like, I'm doing it in good faith. And for one video in particular, I need to really emphasize that everything I say and do is going to be because of good faith. So the first video I am working on that I've started the script on, I don't know, 3 pages in, I think. Something of a blueprint of how and why to stop the left on both the bigger scale and the smaller scale. Like the giant culture war political stuff and the smaller scale, just day-to-day stuff. We have moved past the point of just pointing at a feminist and going, feminist said stupid stuff, let's laugh at the feminist, now give me money. That's going to be a big portion of the video as well. If you watch those type of channels that don't do anything else but just point and laugh at the stupid stuff, I'm going to highly recommend that you stop. Highly recommend it. Because you've probably been doing it for the past 10 years, right? Has it really done anything for you? It's intellectual circle jerking. And I'm not going to be doing that. I'm not going to be doing the point and laugh type of content. What I want is, every video I do, people walk away with something new to think about. I like it where after you watch one of my videos, you can stop, turn off the computer, go to your special meditation spot, whatever that might be, whether it be a place in your room, a park, the woods, I don't care what it is, and think about what I had to say. If my videos can't do that, I don't want you to make them. I only have so much time, I'm not going to waste that time on garbage. On my end, I have to be somebody who is worth supporting. I can't just be asking for money. I need to be somebody that people can look at and go, okay, there is a worth in what he's doing, in what he's saying, I wish to support him. Not just in the tea, but in general. Super chats and whatnot. Once again, thank you, Thumb Ugly. I agree about the intellectual circle jerk, yes. Talk about that, and also talk about, in a less harsh tone, talk about the people who aggregate news. In general, it's the people who find a tweet or an article and make a video on the tweets and articles. And just read them. Which kind of just circles back around to just point and laugh. We need to stop. We need to start taking this more seriously. And I'm also kind of saying this for myself. The events of September have a... How can I put this? It's not going to make sense for most of you. It snapped me back in time. Like a rift in the time frame. The time frame. What's the word that's always used? Not the time loop. The, time sphere. There's some kind of terminology that people always use with that. Probably with Doctor Who. The time space, the time rift, I don't know. But something in that ripped. And my mindset has kind of gone back in time. Keeping the wisdom that I have now, but supplementing the intensity. Not timeline, but I could just use timeline as just a separate... We'll use timeline until I can think of what I'm trying to think of. I want to say time rift. That sounds right. So there'll be a video trying to detail what to do and more specifically why. And why we need to do it. I want to do a video on the concept of freedom. And it's going to be a video that's going to upset a lot of people. If it works out how I envision, people will first be upset, then they'll think about it, and they'll realize that, oh, Teaman's actually right. He has a point in this. What we got here? I like Chinese loose leaf green tea in my Yijing teapot. I usually steep for about 7 leaves, 300 milliliters. It gives me 3 cups. Very tasty. Which Chinese loose leaf green tea? Do you know the specific one? I'm trying to get better at memorizing all the various specific names and whatnot. As far as news, I like places like S2 Underground. They put a lot of information to a 3 to 5 minute sit rep or situation report. Not like the cold drinks, my coffee's under attack videos. I found out. So, here's a funny little story. So, after the events of September 10th happened, I did a clean slate with pretty much everybody. The petty stuff we were arguing about in the past doesn't matter anymore. There's an enemy. We gotta fight him. We need to put the BS aside and deal with it. I talked about, I think, the previous stream. I actually DM Tectone. Like, hey, all the BS in the past doesn't matter anymore. I'm doing clean slate. I'm starting over. I'm following him, sharing his stuff. The way I see it, the events were so shocking that even if some people might have been a little bit disingenuous, that this would have wiped the slate clean with that. And they were like, okay, it's no longer time to just, you know, phone it in. It's time to buckle down and get serious. And him and Osmongol have been doing a lot of good work on Twitter. I'm quite happy with the stuff they've been saying. Tim Pool is another person who I've been pretty happy with how, what's the word I'm looking for? He's gotten more intense, and he's finally speaking the way I wish he was speaking a long time ago. I'm happy with that. There's still some things that kind of irk me, but compared to the actual problems we're facing, I'm gonna ignore it. With that being said, it's kind of funny, because the two people in the entire sphere of everything that I dislike the most, the two people who I always point to as the ones I dislike the most, I gave them a clean slate as well. Guess what happened, chat? They ruined it. What's going on here? Teaman, did you know pharmacy comes from the word pharmakeia, which means sorcerer, potions, alchemy? Yep, I've known stuff like that for a very long time. That type of... Ooh, that's another video which I need... No, actually, that's part of the other video. I'm gonna do a video on Christianity, but it's gonna be not what you expect. I'll talk about it a little bit later, but let me get back to this stuff. What's changed for him recently? He's finally realized that there's no point in talking to these people. There's no conversation to be had. Whatever we do going forward, it's not in the realm of conversation. That's not happening anymore. And if they want to try and use our morals and values against us, just tell them, I don't care. I'm done caring. Like, whatever you have to say, I'm done listening. So he's finally taking a stance which everybody should have taken like 10 years ago. I'm probably also going to do a video on this October, this month. It's actually the 10th year anniversary of when the culture war became mainstream. And normal people and normies began to pick up on it. Because that's when it began to be reported. It was the incident where a professor sent out an email saying it's okay if Halloween costumes... Well, Halloween costumes are not culturally insensitive. Don't make a big deal about it. And then you had that woman screaming, "You should step down! You should step down!" I wonder if I have... I might have bookmarked that, actually. 1 second. More... bookmarks. But let us see if I managed to... No, not you. Not you. It wouldn't be that far away. So... That's me. It's May 25th. I did not. Damn it. I have it saved somewhere, just not in my bookmarks. But yeah, it's the 10th year anniversary of something which, for years before it became mainstream, I was trying to yell about. Nobody ever listens to old Teaman, which Looking back, I can kind of understand. I'm not gonna lie. Again, my charisma is not exactly high, and my abrasiveness can rub a lot of people the wrong way. I suppose one of the good things about the culture we're in now is that that doesn't matter anymore. In the past, when it was peacetime, yeah, you don't speak like that. But now we're entering my realm, I guess. Which I haven't really thought about it before, but that's something I can think about now. I was in chat when Undead Chronic told Tim about Jack Murphy. I quit watching Tim because Tim told us who were warning him about the grifter to leave. Yeah, I get it. How do you build muscle? Lift heavy things. I need to get back in the gym. I've now worked out in 2 weeks now because of the tooth. Very annoying. And I won't be able to because they shut my gym down. Luckily, there's a gym that's opening up across the street from me. Right across the street. That I can just walk to. But that's not until December. I need to get back in the gym, man. Yes. I think I recognize what you're feeling when Hellbrat shouting, then who the fuck hired you? You should step down. I want to get the full video of that and play it. So I can point out to people that in the past 10 years, they haven't actually changed. They haven't gotten worse, technically. They've been able to expose more of themselves. But all the stuff that we're talking about, it's existed underneath the surface the entire time. CS says, not my words, CS, no religion has done as much damage to itself like Christianity. And I have so many grievances with how it's being treated and shunned by the world, which Jesus said was going to happen. My video, which I want to make on Christianity, comes from a place of, I want you to succeed. I'm not a Christian. You're not going to convert me. But I want you to succeed. I do want this nation to follow that path again. I want it. And so, the things I'm going to be telling you is because I want it to happen, and I think this will help you guys shape up. Because this needs to be done. I don't know what the right term for this is, but I've been seeing this a lot more, especially in the past month, and this really needs to be fixed. Of people going, hey, I just discovered Jesus this past week. So let me go ahead and tell you everything about this 2,000-year-old religion. What? No, you shouldn't tell anybody anything. You should put your nose in books. Not just in the Bible, but books about the Bible. As a guy who's been doing the spiritual/religious stuff for over 20 years now, let me tell you, there's a lot of studying that needs to be done. Unless you want to say that Christianity is a very simple religion that you don't have to think much about. Which I wouldn't say that. No, I would not say that at all. But I really wish that they would shape up with that a little bit. Tone down the lecture, tone up the studying. Another thing, I don't know if I can just explain this in a simple term without making a video on it, but the flow I wish to happen to convert people is not just going up to people, do you believe in Jesus? Do you want to go to hell? No, then follow us. I want the conversions to be, hey, random person, you've done all of this amazing stuff. How did you do all this amazing stuff? How can I be more like you, person who I don't know anything about? Well, I follow the path of Jesus. Wow, that must be something to this Christianity stuff. I want to follow it now. That is the angle I want Christian conversions to go with. Look at your leaders right now. What? Ha! I have it up still. Okay. Give me a sec, chat. Okay, we'll go here. Go here. I'm gonna share screen. That's the one. Make sure you guys can see it. So this happened earlier. The blessing of the waters by Pope Leo the... What is that? 14th? No, 10th? Yeah, the 14th, right? IV, yeah. At today's Raising Hope for Climate Justice. So the Pope, Raising Hope for Climate Justice International Conference is blessing an iceberg for climate change, I guess. Matt Walsh, another person who I waived my past grudges with. I mean, I have a video on this channel calling him out. I have not taken it down, but again, following, wiped off past grudges. He says, horrific, the whole thing. Pope Leo blesses a block of ice and then stands there while these communist freaks do some kind of weird pagan earth-worshipping hippie ritual. Depending on how you define it, I'm technically a pagan, but we'll worry about that later. The leader of the Catholic Church shouldn't be anywhere near this nonsense. What the hell are we doing here? Redeemed Zoomer. I have no idea who he is, but he says, agreed, he's been on an L streak. Catholics need their own Reconquista, and I have no idea what this is about. If anybody wants to, let me know, let me know. And this too, I've been told the Pope is infallible, and church more broadly. People gotta realize that. And this is something which I will really hammer in. Just because you're a Christian doesn't mean the work is done. At least it shouldn't. It doesn't mean that you're now a good person. It doesn't mean that no faults can lie within you or the church. So just because a Christian said something or a church said something, because I can find you those videos of those churches praising trans and praising child mutilations. I can find you all that. But rather than that, and then Mouthy Buddha, who I have a lot of respect for, because he's done a lot of work which I've done a lot in the past as well. And he replies to Redeemed Zoomer, you've been on an L streak. Come on, man, you're much better than this. Imagine telling billions of souls they're going to hell for not knowing the gospel, through no fault of their own, and that Jesus just can't seem to manage. What is he talking about? Does anybody know? Is this a Catholic versus Protestant thing? Is he a Catholic? Oh, he's in Houston. I don't know what denomination he is. Papacy is subject to Christ alone. So I'm assuming he's a Catholic then? I mean, he must be because of the way he replied. So this must be a Catholic versus non-Catholic thing. I have no idea what he is referring to, though. Let me go back here. What's going on in chat? The lukewarm woke Christianity is trying to placate everyone, and I'm like, y'all, we aren't hippies. Actually, let me talk about that. So, I'm a Taoist. There is a lot of ideas that people have of Taoism that are wholly wrong. It also includes Buddhism. I'm not a Buddhist, but one of the favorite things I like to tell people is they think Buddhism is just sitting down, meditating, having nice, happy thoughts. There's a Buddhist tale called Angulimala. It involves the Buddha telling some dude to basically kill 1,000 people and collect their fingers. And when he gets 1,000 fingers, he can reach enlightenment. And he's got 199 fingers. At the 1,000th one, he realized that it is his mother. And so he's, put in that dilemma. And so he is about to, when Buddha comes in and says, no, that is, you've proven it. That's enough. Here's your enlightenment. And I can't remember if he fixed everybody up or if it was all a trick or something, but it can get gruesome as well. So, these religions, they're not all happy sunshine, Chinese balance stuff. Taoism does focus on balance, but sometimes if something is so imbalanced, you gotta go imbalanced the other way. Scroll through chat, what's going on? Yes, literally get them to go read the Bible, and some of the church fathers, they need to go enjoy some Augustine and think before they speak. No, it's not simple. Again, I agree because I said it. Jesus said that the road is narrow, not a lot of people will make it. Simple but hard to follow. Like Taoism. The Pope is a Satanist. That's a hot take. Reconquistas, when the Spaniards took back the bottom of Spain from the Islamic occupation of the south of Spain. Okay. I think back to Vic Mignogna when he said he didn't believe in the word religion, but only believed in Jesus and the Bible. Even said religion meant to realign. Popes have been tainted for a long time. Many people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Yes. And also half knowledge. Who said, oh yeah. I'd like to learn about Taoism. I do not plan to turn this into a Taoist teaching channel at all. Because, there's a thing, let me get out of here. There's a thing that happens where we've all seen the meme of the graph, bam, 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 the IQ graph, where the midwits and the genius on each side are agreeing. Well, not the midwit, but like the low IQ person and the genius on each side are agreeing. But in the midwit is trying to find nuance where there shouldn't be. It's kind of like that with living Taoism, where if you go halfway and then just kind of stop, that is much, much worse than just not doing it at all. So it's one of those things where you have to kind of go in and not stop if you really want to get stuff out of it. But yes, that video is going to be coming as well. Oh yeah, before we trail off, the video on freedom. I want to do a video on freedom, which is probably going to upset a lot of people, in the sense of right now, when a lot of people think about the concepts of freedom, what they think about is more or less hedonism, as opposed to freedom. All they seem to be able to think about is freedom means the freedom to be hedonistic, the freedom to choose your vices, and things along those lines. And they have yet to realize that if that is what you attribute freedom to, I'm not gonna fight and die for that. Or is anybody else gonna fight and die for that? That's not really freedom. You can find the most authoritarian state that you want. You'll still find hedonists. That's not what freedom is supposed to be. Freedom is supposed to more or less be... Again, this is why I need to do the video, so I can lay this bag of snakes out straight. Choosing your own discipline. Choosing your own struggles and difficulties. Freedom should not be being able to ignore health and just eat all the cake you want. Freedom is the ability to choose which path of health that you want. That is the type of freedom that is worth fighting, killing, and dying for. The freedom to choose your path of health, your path of religion, your path of all of this stuff. Not the path to be basically a lazy communist. And so I want to talk about that in depth. And showcase that there's a lot of people... Jack Spade, over on Twitter, thank you for joining us. You're the first Twitter guy to say something. Thank you for joining us. Yeah, so right now people talk a lot about concepts of freedom. And I just want to tell them that with how you define freedom, I just don't care. Your freedom is shit. And if that's what you think freedom is, I don't want a part of that. And out of all the various people on the right specifically, I don't think there's many who I can talk about in regards to the freedom to go for a walk in the woods. And they think that it's a very simple thing. Everybody can go and walk in the woods, but you really don't understand. And it's why one of the examples I'm going to be using, because again, I got to use anime, is Attack on Titan. And I feel like it's because of these concepts of freedom and the way Attack on Titan talk about freedom and how a lot of Americans view freedom, that there was a bit of a disconnect, to say the least. And many people, when the Beast Titan, in his final moments, when he got out there and he looked out into the wilderness, the woods, and just to look at nature, all the death that's been going on, the destruction, the world-ending genocide, all of the stuff that's happened, for the sake of just looking out into nature, he's like, oh, that's what it was all for? That and the baseball? What? You're gonna genocide a bunch of people so you can throw a baseball around? I mean, when you say it as simply as that, that sounds psychopathic. Like, for the sake of throwing a baseball, I will genocide the planet. But it's an extreme measure. It's an extreme example, I should say, of a fundamental principle. I talked about it with somebody long ago. There was I don't even know what it was, like a thought exercise. But the basic idea is that there is somebody who's in a position of power, and they want to... What was it? Oh yeah. Bells around cats' collars. They wanted to ban that and make it illegal. And they have a huge fight to make that illegal. How far would you go to stop that person? And one of the things that came out of it is the only two choices is either that person is stripped of any and all power so they can never do anything again, or they die. And somebody goes, what? You're willing to kill another human being because they're willing to, because they want to take away bells on cats' collars? That's a killable offense to you? And the response was, no. Not because they want to remove the cat's collars. Because they want to force me. At the penalty of sending the state after me if I refuse. And depending on how far they're willing to go to make that happen, I do not want this person to ever be in a situation where they can use that power again. If that makes sense. I am saying it very wrong, by the way. I am butchering the hell out of it. But that's the basic concept. Like, you're willing to take something so minuscule, so unimportant, and use the power of the most powerful government the world has ever seen to enforce that? Because you don't like it? Oh yeah, that's another thing. They're doing it just because they don't like it. That's a key thing which I left out. Again, this is why I do scripts. That's why I don't talk off the cuff. I'm fucking it up. Yeah, just because they don't like it, they're willing to do that. Yeah, that's somebody who either needs to lose all power, or they just need to stop being alive. Because that is a petulant child who will kill millions at the flip of an emotional switch. Likewise, on the other side, something which I need to formulate a lot more is going to be in my next video, but I need to really formulate this is... It's going to be funny me saying this, but we need to end the usage of the slippery slope. And what I mean by that is that we're looking at it in reverse. And again, I'll talk about it in my next video, but what the left has done with everything that they have done is not a slippery slope. Because none of it was by accident. It's where they wanted to go. So instead of it going down, it's a step up. Another step up. It's a conscious effort-driven step up to the next rung of the ladder. So it's not an accidental slippage into it. And the reason I want to change the terminology is because way too many people are now taking a slippery slope into directions it does not need to go with. And so there's a lot of conversations where, like right now, there's a lot of people saying, yeah, now that we have control of the government, we should kind of use it to punish these people who want us dead. And people are saying, whoa, that's a slippery slope, because if you use the government's power now, what if they use it more later? They're already gonna use it. Like, do you think if we just stop everything right now, and next time Democrats get into power, they're gonna be like, okay, let's let bygones be bygones? No. They're gonna do the same stuff anyway. Nothing is gonna change with them. So why not use the tools that we have to stop them from doing what they are doing? It needs to be thought about a lot. Because I'm running into this more and more, and it's starting to piss me off a little bit. Where, especially with the libertarian types, it's like, what if we do one thing? But if you do one thing, the million other things will happen. They will happen. That's the only way it can go. You know, I've looked at government stuff on Twitter. I know what I'm talking about. You know, through my own studies of history and governments and empires, there's actually been a lot of cases where governments would use power to do something drastic, and then when they're done, they pull the power back. But nobody wants to talk about those because it kind of goes against the idea that all governments do only bad all the time ever. And again, I used to be an anarcho-capitalist. I believed in no governments, just let the markets do everything, it'll take care of itself. I'll probably do a video going into detail of how I got to that position, because there's a easy spring to follow of why I became that and why I moved away from it. One of the biggest flaws I had, and many other people have as well, so this isn't my flaw, this is probably everybody else's flaw too, is that when I envision stuff, I used to envision other people with my passion, my temperament, my, drive to do stuff, all of that stuff, just for other people in other areas of life. So I thought, as long as I can get a bunch of me's to do a bunch of other stuff, we can practically make a paradise. Oh man, the government's just getting in the way of that. And slowly over time we got to realize that we're not all equal. And some people, if you take away the government, they'll still be pieces of crap. Like, yeah, the government has indeed ruined many people's lives. But those people would probably ruin their own lives. Paradise by whose definition? Everybody's. Everybody, I'm not saying that everybody is me, but like the passion that I have for tea and the tea business, if you're into, I don't know, bridge building, like bridge building is your thing, you can have the same energy, the same drive, the same passion, the same desire to see your bridges be the best bridges that you can make them. And I thought that made up the majority of civilization. And it took me a while to realize that, no, I need to be a bit of a, I need to kind of pump my ego and realize that, no, I'm a special breed when it comes to that. The vast majority of people would not do that. And it's funny because I would argue with commies all the time, who make the commie argument, if you just give people everything that they want, that, they'll just create that utopia. Then I would say, no, people are lazy, dumb, they will not do stuff. You just give them free stuff, they'll not work. But then I look at myself, it's like, no, I would do all the stuff I'm doing now. But I cannot, I couldn't cross those two thoughts into the very obvious conclusion that it came to. Which happens. But yeah, I need to talk about government power in a way that people will understand and listen to. Clearance price, you remind me. So you and whoever talked about the pharmacy thing, one of the things I want to talk about in the Christianity video is another thing that kind of really bothers me with modern day Christians is, and again, saying this out of a place of love, please realize that and don't jump on me, place of love, is that a lot of Christians are accidentally kind of LARPing with what they're doing in terms of talking about spirits and spirituality and there being other realms like heaven and hell and whatnot, where they say things are demonic or influenced by the devils or demons and whatnot. And my argument isn't that you're all wrong. The argument that I want to make, and this is going way too deep in Teaman's old lore before he became Teaman, is that you're right. My problem is that you don't actually realize that you're right. That there is a whole spiritual element to all of this stuff. And this is what I'm going to be losing a lot of subscribers, I know. But if you're Christian and you believe this stuff, I want you to actually believe it. One of the things I'll talk about is, I'm pretty sure it was William Cooper. Might have been... Let me double check, make sure I'm not speaking on my ass. William Cooper. Yeah, behold a pale horse. Actually, wait. Okay. No. Who am I thinking? I'm thinking of a former CIA person. But Bill Cooper was another person like this. So John DeCamp? John DeCamp. No, he's the politician, but he also works. Let me share this screen with you. Share this tab. Let me make sure you can see it. You cannot. This guy, John DeCamp. So he was the American Republican politician and author, served in Nebraska's legislature, served infantry, yep. Okay, there we go. He wrote a book called The Franklin Cover-Up, which again, that's the book I showed on screen some streams ago. Child Abuse, Satanism, and Murder in Nebraska. But who was the other? Was it? No. We'll talk about him and the stuff he talked about. Because again, the Franklin Cover-Up is basically Epstein Files light. And when he was uncovering this stuff as a politician and author, military service, we have the details. Member of Nebraska legislature from 40th district from 71 to 87, so that's 16 years. And in the military, so he wasn't just some random guy, but he served on the committees or whatever, looking into this stuff. So like, yeah, child abuse, Satanism, and murder. Satanism, interesting. Let me go off screen so I can try and find this other guy. Give me 1 second, chat. Former CIA. Again. What was his name? Oh, it was not him. It was not him. No, oh, come on. There's a specific... I will find him. I will find him. Was it Rick Spence? No, not him. Not him. Give me a second, chat. I will find it, I promise. I'm gonna have to do a different look, but there was a former CIA guy who went on talking about how Yeah, he saw a lot of satanic things going on, a lot of rituals happening, and a lot of sacrifices, and a lot of weird, creepy magic stuff. And he tried to like, yeah, the magic stuff was working. The magic stuff was actually doing stuff. And my whole point to this is, if you believe in this... Oh, Alex Jones and Bohemian Grove. Let me type that in. Alex Jones, Bohemian Grove. Images. Okay, so let me go ahead and... Bam. Again, when Alex Jones went into Bohemian Grove and, you know, found this stuff, found this giant owl statue of Moloch, and filmed the people doing the weird ritual stuff. This is the thing that kind of really pissed me off about nowadays people. So, in my journey back in the day, it was... Oh, wow. This person named Alex Jones found this stuff with this Moloch owl thing, and they're doing this ritual stuff. Nowadays, when people do it, it's like, oh man, that's interesting. Scroll, scroll, scroll. And that's about as much thought as they put into it, as they wait for another tweet about it, or a quick YouTube video on it, to tell them what you think. But me, no, I was interested. Willing to not trust them? Well, so be it, I guess. The point is that if these people are doing this weird shit, why are they doing it? Is Alex Jones someone you want to use as a source of... I'll put it like this. In that video, it was him recording it. Yeah, let me see if I can... doing this on the spot, I don't know if I can find this, but... There we go.
One last question. I read
just doing some things to set things up, such that. Okay. Share this tab instead. Let me see if you guys can see it. No, you can't. Okay, so many tabs. You have no idea, chat. So many tabs. There we go. Okay, so this guy, David Goodkin, he died in July. American political commentator, longtime presidential advisor. So during the administrations of Richard Nixon, Gerald Ford, Ronald Reagan, Bill Clinton. So he rubbed shoulders with some really big people. Counselor to the president for only a year, basically. White House communications director, White House staff secretary, director of speechwriting, personal details. So David Goodkin, that's who he was. Share this tab instead. Make sure you guys can see it.
one last question. I read a Washington Times article many years ago where you had a comment about the organization, and then now it's been in the Wall Street Journal, it's been in a lot of different newspapers, and that's the Bohemian Grove. And back in, what was it, 1996, when you joined as a Clinton advisor, the Republicans were criticizing you, oh, what about Bohemian Grove? And then you countered them by saying, hey, I don't run around in the woods naked. What did that mean?
Here is the before-mentioned Washington Times article where he said, I didn't run around naked like they do.
I don't know what quote you're referring to. I'm not aware of any quote like that. Listen, I am a happy member of the Bohemian Grove. I like the folks who come there, and it's really inappropriate for me to talk about the group beyond that. Thank you.
Have you been there for the ceremony with the cremation of care?
Frankly, I don't think that's something I need to talk to you about.
Great owl of Bohemia, we thank thee for thy adjuration.
Have you been there for the ceremony with the cremation of care?
Frankly, I don't think that's something I need to talk to you about.
Really?
That's right.
Well, I'm Alex Jones, and I snuck in there in 2000. I'm the guy that blew it wide open and got the video. It's been on national TV.
Well, I disrespect you for that.
You do?
I do.
But it's a lot of big public officials going in there. Don't we deserve to know?
You took I don't know anything about you, and I don't know anything about your film. But if you go in there with an understanding, you violated that understanding by releasing that film, and I don't respect you for that.
Really? But we have public officials.
I'm sorry. You took an understanding when you went in there that you would not do that film, and did you have an understanding when you went in there?
No.
Did you crash it?
Yes.
Yeah, and it has no trespassing signs there too, doesn't it?
No, they put them up after.
Oh, I'm
I
sorry.
just walked in.
I'm sorry, sir. I've been there before. I know what the circumstances are, and I'm sorry you violated the understandings. That was not a gentlemanly thing to do.
But what about the ritual? Is the ritual gentlemanly?
Sir, everything I don't owe you this comment.
I know. I appreciate it.
This is what's called ambush journalism, and I disrespect you for that as well. So thank you
ever
and goodbye.
been in the ritual?
That's none of your damn business.
Oh.
That's right. Listen. You go around and make understandings with people and violate them. You ambush people on the streets, and that's inappropriate form of journalism. If you wish to practice that, that's fine, but don't ask others to respect you for it. If you want to, you can do. You're a free American, like anything you want. If you want to be uncivil and rude and ungentlemanly, that's up to you. But don't expect the rest of us to say, "Oh well, you're
there, Mr. Gergen."
I'm sorry, nobody sets policy in there. We try to be gentlemen, and obviously, you don't belong.
All right. So that was back in 2000. Why did you pop back up? Go ahead and close that. The point of all that is, even if Alex may or may not have lost his marbles in the past however many years, I don't think he has. He has had misses, but he also had a lot of hits. The point is, he filmed stuff, and there's plenty of reason to think that he filmed legitimate stuff, because other people have also snuck in. Other people have done videos, taken pictures, etc. So the Bohemian Grove is not really... Out of the stuff that we have seen with Epstein and Pizzagate and all this other stuff, it's not even that far out anymore. I mean, back in the day, it was like, holy shit, this opens up a whole new world of so much. The point is, when I began to look into the stuff, it wasn't just, oh, interesting video, let me go jack off. It was, oh, well, there's a lot of stuff here. What is this owl thing? Let me look up Moloch. Bohemian Grove, what kind of stuff are they doing? And I went down an actual rabbit hole, not a Twitter rabbit hole where you're just looking at people's tweets. I mean, you crack open the books and whatnot. But the point of all this is to say, if you believe in demons and all this other stuff, then I want you to actually believe it. Because when it comes to the spiritual realm and all the other things, which are far too complicated for me to just kind of talk about on the side, but I would not even use the word believe. Because that implies, I think maybe. It's more of a, this stuff is there. So all these people who got into a position where they're, you know, part of groups of people who are controlling this damn planet. In one way or another, I'm not even saying that in a conspiratorial sense. I'm saying the people at the highest levels of power, they obviously control the flow of everything in terms of politics in the country. And they're doing this kind of weird shit. Is it working for them? I mean, in some ways it kind of seems like it is. Doesn't it? Because if they're all just mentally ill, and they're just doing a bunch of mentally ill stuff, you don't really see people of that level of mentally ill LARPing get in those positions of power and keep them. Usually the mental illness exposes itself in many other ways. But again, this is a very complicated topic. And just my overall message is just, if you believe in the spiritual stuff, by saying angels and demons exist, then really believe it. So it's not as simple as just saying, I believe in Jesus, now I know everything. That there is a whole world of stuff. And maybe, just maybe, some stuff is not directly said in the Bible. That doesn't mean that that it doesn't exist. It just means the Bible did not call certain things out by name. But again, I'm not a Christian, so that's not the, what's the word I'm looking for? Theosophy that I follow. But I do say from my beliefs that there is something there. I actually don't know who Ray J and Kim K are, so I can't comment on that. Talk about Satan and whatnot. Just scrolling through chat and seeing what's up. And the best way to get my attention is to give me a super chat. That's my attempt at shilling. I'm not very good at it, unfortunately. Not very good at shilling, says the business owner. Oh, Kim Kardashian. I don't like any of those people. You know, while I'm on this, I'm broke, I'm sorry. Yeah, I understand. Trust me, I understand. While I'm on the shilling phase of all this stuff. And products, monthly giveaways. If you guys did not know... I gotta do this again. Share. Screen. That. Yes. We're doing a big end-of-year giveaway. So not monthly giveaway. End-of-year giveaway. So from now until December 14th, every dollar you spend gets you one ticket for one of three choices. Either the new upcoming ROG Ally X, which is the 1TB version, 24 gigs of RAM, 7-inch screen, the latest in handheld gaming. Choice 2, Steam Deck, the 1TB OLED handheld system, plus docking station, plus $200 Steam gift card. Or if you don't want any of that, $1,200 in store credit for the Dragon's Treasure, which is a lot of tea. Most of you will be set for life, I think. Because I gotta get my shilling in somewhere. I gotta make money and I gotta do stuff. I gotta start making more moves. I've been a little bit too passive, and I've been a little bit too, I don't know what the right word is, beaten down over the past couple of years. I need to start kind of getting my shit together. And so I need to be a little bit more, there's a specific way I need to say this. I need to be more pushy with the financial stuff, but I need to be able to show you there's reasons for me being pushy about it. I don't want to be like the Quota Ring, where I'm being pushy for you guys to fund my products, but then just buy like a $50,000 fish tank. Or stuff like that. Oh yeah, I never finished that story. So yeah, clean save with everybody. It took Grums and the Cold Ring almost no time at all to ruin that. Grums, the day after Charlie Kirk's death, twice he posted, if you like what I do, subscribe. If you support me, subscribe. Which, that's not the time, Grums. That's not the time after his death to tell people to subscribe to your nothingness and give you free money. And Cold Ring, this sucks because I don't even remember what he said, but I was watching his live stream on the day. And whatever he said, it made me realize that nothing within him has actually changed. He's still the same guy. He is trying to shift and maneuver around to ask for your money. That is what he's trying to do. And he did this within just 2 minutes of me watching him. I was shocked. It's like, I gave you a chance. I wanted a clean save with everybody, but nothing about you has changed. You disgust me even more than before now. Those people frustrate me to no end. I always have to play the Cold Rings videos at 2 times speed because he speaks the speed of smell. Milio art, or Milo art, that is a problem. Because you're watching his videos. He's one of the people who I'm just gonna say, just stop watching. You need to stop watching. He does not do any video in which you cannot find the information anywhere else. He doesn't give you stuff to think about. He doesn't present things at a new light. He doesn't do anything which is going to move the needle in the direction of you. Nux, same thing with Nux in terms of clean slate. There's been some things that make me worry that it's a grift, but I'm going to, err on the side of caution, say that that's just my previous bias trying to talk, and that he is not grifting, he's just doing his thing. In general, I don't watch him, but again, anyone who is joining up to fight and has a voice against these people who I want eliminated, I need to give him my support. But if time flows by and nothing changes and they go back to doing the same old stuff, my opinion of them is going to get even worse than before. But I don't think that'll happen. I think we've entered a new era. A new realm of stuff. A new realm of stuff. See, this is why I need to practice my speaking. That's abysmal. A new realm of stuff. But I don't think things are going to go back to normal. And I would prefer that they don't. Because after so long, it took all of these events to make people finally start to realize. Who was the new guy who I found? The politician. James Frittata? Something along those lines. If anybody can let me know who I'm actually speaking about. I can't remember his name. But his words in the past month have really spoken with me. Because finally we have somebody who's a politician saying, yeah, there is no connecting with these people anymore. There is no conversation. We are two completely distinct tribes. And there is no coexistence anymore. There can't be. Somebody in a position of power is finally saying it. It's not just old Teaman rambling about it, but after talking about the Bohemian Grove. Oh, I can't wait for the future clips of that. But, yeah, that's the crux of where the future of channel is gonna go. More or less. So if anybody has any other type of questions, let me know. I'm gonna spend a minute or two looking at some stuff, making sure I didn't miss something. Do I ever played? No, I do not. I know some people were tagging me and stuff while I was live. Okay, cool. Okay. Just somebody shilling my products. Thank you to that person. I have way too many tabs. Holy crap. I don't trust politicians, neither do I, but... when I start talking about the governments and whatnot, that's going to be a lot of videos with a lot of different insight. Okay, this has been going on for a little over an hour. I thought it was going to be like a 30-minute quick little thing. More people showed up than I expected, to be honest. Thank you to all who have shown up. Something else, actually, now that I am thinking about it. Something nice, which I did not expect, is after I made my video, I expected to lose a lot of followers, and I mean a lot. Like, I thought at least 100, maybe even 1,000 was not out of the question. But truth be told, it's not been that much. Between this stream, the last video, and the last couple of streams, which have been obviously going in a certain direction, or the amount of people I've lost, maybe 30, which is a lot less than I expected. So that's a huge weight off my shoulders. Huge sigh of relief. So with all that being said, that's about all I want to say. I got some other stuff I want to do. Tomorrow I have a new desk coming in. I get to spend the entire day tomorrow cleaning up the apartment and reorganizing everything. So again, thank you all who joined us. Thank you all who are watching the VOD. And I will speak with everybody next time. We'll see the direction that these live streams are gonna go. Because again, a whole new realm of possibilities have opened up. Farewell, everybody, and thank you for being around.